And with the interstate travel opening up, state governments and the Ministry of Health leading the COVID-19 response at subnational levels, how do we balance solving a public health emergency, COVID-19, and protecting the rights of people to movement and other rights under the African Charter of Human and People's Rights? We have the Director, Civil and Political Rights Department, National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, Dr. Abdurrahman Yakubu, who joins us from Abuja studios. Welcome to the program. I'd like to begin with asking how different is the dimension of upholding the human rights of people under a pandemic such as COVID-19?
Thank you very much. It's quite very important. It's quite very important that whatever government does has to be in line with the Constitution and also Nigeria's human rights obligations. Under our Constitution, it is the primary responsibility of government, particularly under Section 14, where it says that the security and welfare of the people is the primary responsibility of government. And also in Chapter 4 of the Constitution, there are various sections that provides for different fundamental rights. Therefore, it is very important that whatever government does in terms of preventing the spread of the coronavirus, and also in terms of ensuring that those that are infected are properly taken care of, as well as all the measures, the safety preventive measures put together by government, both at the state and federal level. All these have to be within the ambit of the provisions of the fundamental human rights as guaranteed in the Constitution and in the extant laws of the country.
So, Dr. Yakubu, with the resumption of interstate travel, would it be infringing on one's rights to movement if a state's COVID-19 task force quarantines a person whose temperature is above the 38 degrees and shows symptoms of COVID-19?
We cannot say that restrictions on travels is a violation of right to freedom of movement. Yes, people have the right to move freely, but this right is a right that can be restricted because in Section 45 of the Constitution, the section provides that the government, both at the state and at the federal level, can restrict certain rights for the purpose of defense, for the purpose of public safety, for the purpose of public morality, for the purpose of public order, and for the purpose of public health, and also for the protection of the human rights of other people. So what the government is doing is to ensure that in as much as right to freedom of movement is respected, but these should not in any way hamper public safety, public health, public order, and public morality. And as we know, this is a global pandemic, and the cases, keep on increasing in Nigeria by the day. Therefore, government has the moral and the legal obligation to prevent this pandemic. And one of the ways by which this can be prevented is to place some restrictions on travels, and also to put in place certain preventive measures, such as trying to measure temperature to ensure that those that have this high temperature do not enter public transport. So that
we'd like to thank you.
The health.
We appreciate your time on the program. Dr. Abdurrahman Yakubu, Director, Civil and Political Rights Department with the NHRC. Thank you for joining us on the program.